Thinking about moving abroad or just curious how far your dollar can go? You might want to think twice before choosing certain countries. Some nations are so expensive that even basic living rent, groceries, transportation, and utilities can cost a fortune. From skyrocketing housing prices in Europe to luxury city-states where a cup of coffee can cost more than a meal elsewhere, living in these countries is truly a financial challenge. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 most expensive countries to live in the world, where everyday life comes with jaw-dropping costs and high-end lifestyles dominate the streets. Whether you're dreaming of moving abroad, planning a long-term stay, or just curious about global living expenses, this list will show you where your money goes the fastest and which countries are simply out of reach for the average person. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to discover top 10 places, and click the bell so you never miss our countdowns of the world's most fascinating and eye-opening lists. From luxury cities to high living costs, you're about to discover the countries where even ordinary life feels like a splurge. Number 10. Ireland. It has steadily climbed the ranks as one of Europe's most expensive countries to live in, driven primarily by skyrocketing housing and rental costs. Dublin, the capital, consistently ranks among the priciest cities in the European Union, with rent prices often rivaling those of London or Paris. The housing shortage has been fueled by an influx of multinational corporations and tech companies setting up their European headquarters in Ireland, attracting thousands of workers and creating intense competition for limited housing. As a result, many residents, especially younger generations, find themselves priced out of the market or forced to spend a disproportionate share of their income on rent. Daily expenses in Ireland are also notably high compared to neighboring countries. Groceries, fuel, and imported goods all come with significant markups, partly due to the country's reliance on imports. Dining out and entertainment can quickly strain a household budget, while utilities and transportation are above the European average. Even public services such as healthcare, though relatively accessible, often involve additional costs that add to the financial burden. For many families, the rising costs of essentials mean that even with solid incomes, saving for the future can be extremely difficult. Despite these challenges, Ireland remains highly attractive to both expatriates and locals for its vibrant culture, stunning landscapes, and thriving job market. Industries such as finance, technology, and pharmaceuticals offer lucrative opportunities, and average salaries are higher than in many other EU countries. The country also ranks highly in quality of life, education, and overall happiness. However, these advantages are increasingly overshadowed by the high cost of living, which has sparked debates over affordability and long-term sustainability. For those who choose to live in Ireland, the trade-off often comes down to balancing career opportunities and lifestyle benefits against the steep financial pressures of day-to-day life. Number 9. Singapore. It is widely recognized as one of the most modern and efficient cities in the world, but it also comes with a sky-high cost of living. Housing is a major expense, with both private and public housing prices far exceeding global averages. For those looking to own a car, costs are astronomical due to the government-mandated Certificate of Entitlement, COE, which can sometimes cost more than the vehicle itself. These expenses make commuting, accommodation, and general mobility extremely expensive compared to most other countries. Even renting an apartment in central Singapore can consume a significant portion of an individual's monthly income, leaving less for other necessities. Daily life in Singapore is similarly costly. Groceries, dining out, and utilities come with premium prices, reflecting the city-state's status as a major import hub with limited natural resources. Education and healthcare, while world-class in quality, are not entirely free, and private options can be prohibitively expensive. Even leisure activities, such as entertainment, nightlife, and cultural experiences, are often priced for affluent residents and expatriates, adding to the financial burden for everyday living. Despite these high costs, Singapore attracts people from all over the world due to its safety, cleanliness, and economic opportunities. It has one of the strongest job markets in Asia, especially in finance, technology, and international trade, with salaries often matching the elevated cost of living. The country also boasts top-notch public services, healthcare, and infrastructure, making it a desirable place to live for those who can afford it. However, for the average resident or newcomer, balancing a comfortable lifestyle against Singapore's steep expenses remains a constant challenge, ensuring that life here is as financially demanding as it is rewarding. Number 8. Australia. It is famous for its stunning landscapes, high quality of life, and thriving economy, but these advantages come with a steep price tag. Major cities like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane consistently rank among the most expensive in the world, particularly when it comes to housing. Property prices have skyrocketed over the past decade, making homeownership nearly unattainable for many locals, while rental markets are extremely competitive. Even outside the major cities, living costs remain high compared to global averages, putting significant financial pressure on residents across the country. Daily expenses in Australia also contribute to its reputation as a costly place to live. Groceries, utilities, transportation, and healthcare are all priced well above the global average, while eating out and entertainment can quickly consume a large portion of one's budget. The country's reliance on imported goods, combined with high taxes on certain products, adds to the financial burden. Families and young professionals often find themselves needing to carefully balance income and expenditures just to maintain a comfortable lifestyle, particularly in urban centers where demand for services and housing is high. Despite these high costs, Australia remains a magnet for expatriates and skilled workers, thanks to its strong job market, excellent healthcare, and world-class education system. Salaries are relatively high, especially in sectors such as mining, finance, healthcare, and technology, helping to offset some of the elevated expenses. Additionally, Australia's vibrant culture, outdoor lifestyle, and natural beauty make it one of the most desirable places to live in the world. However, even with these advantages, the financial pressures of daily life mean that living in Australia requires careful planning and budgeting, making it one of the most expensive countries to sustain a comfortable standard of living. Number 7. Luxembourg. It is a small but economically powerful country in the heart of Europe, known for its strong financial sector, high salaries, and exceptional quality of life. However, this prosperity comes with a hefty price tag for residents. Housing is the biggest expense, with property prices and rental rates among the highest in Europe. Limited space and high demand from expatriates, bankers, and professionals working in nearby European capitals make finding affordable accommodation extremely difficult. Even everyday living costs, such as groceries, utilities, and transportation, are significantly higher than in neighboring countries, placing a strain on budgets for both locals and newcomers. Daily life in Luxembourg is further impacted by high costs for goods and services. Dining out, entertainment, and leisure activities are expensive, reflecting the country's overall wealth and high standard of living. Public services, while excellent, are funded in part by taxes that can feel heavy for individuals and families. Additionally, healthcare and education, though top tier, are often accompanied by associated costs that add to the overall financial burden. Residents must carefully manage expenses to maintain a comfortable lifestyle, particularly in urban centers like Luxembourg City, where living costs are concentrated. Despite these challenges, Luxembourg remains highly attractive to professionals and expatriates due to its robust economy, low crime rates, and exceptional infrastructure. The country offers high wages, career opportunities in finance, technology, and EU administration, and an enviable quality of life, including excellent public services and a clean, safe environment. However, the elevated cost of living ensures that only those with sufficient income or financial planning can fully enjoy the benefits of life in Luxembourg. For many, this balance between opportunity and expense exemplifies why Luxembourg is both a prosperous and one of the most expensive countries to live in. Number 6. United States. It is a country of vast economic opportunity, but it also comes with significant costs, especially in major urban centers. Cities like New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Boston consistently rank among the most expensive in the world for housing, groceries, and transportation. Rent and home prices in these cities have skyrocketed over the past decade, creating a financial strain even for middle and high-income earners. While the USA offers a wide range of living options across states, the cost of essentials in major cities makes it one of the priciest countries to maintain a comfortable lifestyle. Beyond housing, everyday expenses in the US can be staggering. Healthcare is a particularly significant cost, with private insurance and out-of-pocket expenses far exceeding global averages. Transportation, utilities, and even basic groceries vary greatly depending on the region, but are generally higher in urban hubs. Dining out, entertainment, and education costs further add to the financial burden. Even with relatively high salaries in certain sectors, many residents find themselves allocating a large portion of their income just to cover basic living expenses, especially in coastal cities with high demand. Despite these high costs, the United States continues to attract people from around the world due to its economic opportunities, cultural diversity, and standard of living. High-paying jobs in technology, finance, healthcare, and other industries help offset some of the financial challenges, and the country offers world-class education, healthcare facilities, and infrastructure. However, the combination of steep living costs, rising debt, and regional disparities means that residents must carefully budget and plan to enjoy a sustainable and comfortable lifestyle. For many, the EU represents both immense opportunity and significant financial responsibility, cementing its place as one of the most expensive countries to live in globally. Number 5, Denmark. It consistently ranks among the happiest countries in the world, but happiness comes at a cost. The country has some of the highest living expenses in Europe, with major cities like Copenhagen experiencing steep housing prices, high property taxes, and competitive rental market. While salaries are relatively high, the cost of accommodation often consumes a significant portion of monthly income, making it difficult for residents to save. Even outside of housing, daily living costs, including groceries, utilities, transportation, and healthcare, are significantly above the European average, further contributing to Denmark's reputation as an expensive place to live. Dining out, entertainment, and leisure activities also come with premium prices, reflecting Denmark's overall wealth and strong economy. Imported goods, luxury items, and services can be particularly costly, adding to the financial strain for families and individuals. While the country offers excellent public services, such as healthcare and education, high taxes are necessary to fund these benefits. This creates a trade-off where residents enjoy top-notch services and a high standard of living, but at the expense of high day-to-day costs. Despite these expenses, Denmark remains highly desirable for residents and expatriates. The country boasts low crime rates, excellent infrastructure, a strong social safety net, and a work-life balance that is the envy of many nations. High salaries and generous social benefits help mitigate some of the financial burdens, allowing people to enjoy quality living despite the high cost. However, Denmark's combination of elevated prices and high taxes ensures that residents must carefully budget to maintain financial stability, reinforcing its place as one of the most expensive countries to live in globally. Number 4, Japan. It is a country renowned for its blend of modernity and tradition, but living here can be extremely costly, particularly in major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Yokohama. Housing is one of the largest expenses, with high rents for apartments in central areas and limited space driving prices up. Even in smaller cities, housing costs are higher than in many other countries in Asia, making it challenging for residents to find affordable living options. Additionally, the country's densely populated urban centers contribute to elevated costs for utilities, transportation, and day-to-day necessities. Daily life in Japan also carries significant expense. Groceries, dining out, and public transportation are generally more expensive than in neighboring countries, and imported goods add further financial strain. Education and healthcare, while of high quality, can also be costly, particularly for private service. Cultural activities, leisure, and entertainment, though abundant, often come at premium prices, making it essential for residents to carefully manage their budget. Despite these high costs, Japan's infrastructure, safety, and public transportation system are world-class, offering convenience that offsets some of the financial burden. Japan's high cost of living is counterbalanced by strong economic opportunities and high standards of living. The country offers competitive salaries, especially in technology, finance, and professional sectors, which help residents manage daily expenses. Moreover, Japan's healthcare system, public services, and overall quality of life are among the best globally. However, the financial pressures of living in Japan, particularly in metropolitan areas, remain significant, ensuring that residents must navigate the delicate balance between affordability and lifestyle. This combination of high expenses and exceptional living standards makes Japan one of the most expensive countries in the world. Number 3, Switzerland. It is renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, high quality of life, and economic stability, but living here comes with a steep price tag. Cities like Zurich, Geneva, and Basel are consistently ranked among the most expensive in the world, with housing costs far exceeding global averages. Renting or buying even a modest apartment in these urban centers can consume a significant portion of a household's income. Beyond housing, daily expenses, such as utilities, groceries, and transportation are also notably high, making the cost of everyday life a challenge for many residents. Dining out, healthcare, and leisure activities further add to the financial burden. Switzerland offers world-class services, but they come at a premium. Even small indulgences, like a coffee or a meal at a casual restaurant, can be significantly more expensive than in other European countries. While salaries tend to be high, the elevated cost of living often offsets these earnings, requiring careful budgeting and financial planning. Imported goods and luxury products also contribute to higher day-to-day expenses, reinforcing Switzerland's reputation as an expensive country for both locals and expatriates. Despite the high cost, Switzerland remains highly desirable due to its safety, cleanliness, healthcare system, and strong economy. The country's infrastructure, public transportation and quality of education are top-notch, and high wages in finance, technology and other professional sectors help offset living costs. Residents enjoy an unparalleled standard of living, low crime rates, and access to some of the most scenic natural environments in the world. However, the combination of soaring expenses and premium services ensures that Switzerland remains one of the most expensive countries to live in globally, attracting those who can afford both the lifestyle and the price tag. Number 2, Iceland. It is famous for its dramatic landscapes, geysers, volcanoes and glaciers, but living in this Nordic island nation comes with a very high price tag. Almost everything from food to clothing to fuel has to be imported, driving costs significantly higher than in mainland Europe. Housing is another major expense, with both rentals and property prices in Reykjavik and other urban areas rising steadily due to limited space and high demand. Even for locals, covering basic living expenses can feel like a financial challenge, particularly for young families or those new to the country. Daily life in Iceland is marked by elevated costs across the board. Groceries, utilities, dining out, and transportation are all above the European average, making it one of the priciest countries to sustain a comfortable lifestyle. Healthcare and education, while of good quality, can also involve additional costs for certain services. Even recreational activities, such as tourism-related excursions or outdoor sports, come at premium prices, reflecting Iceland's small market size and dependence on imports. Residents must carefully manage their finances to maintain a standard of living that many take for granted elsewhere. Despite these high costs, Iceland offers exceptional quality of life, safety, and natural beauty. The country boasts low crime rates, high literacy, and strong social services, which attract both locals and expatriates. Salaries are relatively high, particularly in sectors like tourism, fishing, and technology, helping to offset some of the elevated living expenses. However, the combination of imported goods, limited housing, and overall high costs ensures that living in Iceland remains financially demanding. This makes Iceland one of the most expensive countries in the world, where breathtaking scenery and a high standard of living come at a premium. Number 1, Monaco. It is synonymous with luxury, wealth, and exclusivity, making it the ultimate symbol of high-cost living. This tiny city-state on the French Riviera attracts billionaires, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals from around the world, driving housing prices to astronomical levels. Even a modest apartment in Monaco can cost millions of dollars, while rental prices for smaller units are among the highest globally. Limited land and intense demand make real estate the primary expense for residents, far outstripping almost any other country in the world. Daily living in Monaco is equally costly. Groceries, dining out, and entertainment are priced for the elite, reflecting the city-state's overall affluence. Luxury goods, designer brands, and high-end services dominate the market, leaving little room for budget-conscious living. Utilities, transportation, and healthcare also come at premium rates, although the quality of services is excellent. Even routine expenses in Monaco require a significant income, reinforcing the city's reputation as a playground for the wealthy rather than an accessible place for the average person. Despite the extreme cost, Monaco remains highly desirable due to its safety, tax benefits, Mediterranean climate, and glamorous lifestyle. The country offers world-class amenities, high-end shopping, Michelin-starred dining, and prestigious cultural events like the Monaco Grand Prix. Salaries for those working in finance, real estate, and luxury sectors are high, but the overall cost of living ensures that only the wealthy can comfortably maintain a long-term residence. For most people, Monaco represents the pinnacle of luxury living and also the most expensive country in the world to call home. Conclusion, and there you have it, the 10 most expensive countries to live in the world. From Ireland's booming housing market to Monaco's billionaire lifestyle, these countries show just how costly everyday life can be around the globe. Whether it's sky-high rent, imported groceries, or luxury city living, affordability is a challenge even for locals in these nations. Which of these countries would you still consider living in despite the high costs? Let us know your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We love hearing from our viewers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated with Discover Top 10 Places and our countdowns of the world's most fascinating, expensive, and eye-opening destinations. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.